Good morning, beautiful being. It is lovely to see you. Definitely inside, out of the rain. It's blowing out there quite strongly. So I took a picture of what there was, which isn't much, but we're inside here with the rocks. And we're going to start with this one. It doesn't look very exciting, does it? This is fluorite, and it may look black to you, but it's actually purple, dark purple, and most excitingly, oh, there you go, you get a hint of it, blue. It is a beautiful piece of blue fluorite from the Musina mine in South Africa. And you only really get to see it, she says, picking up the camera, when you have the light behind it, and then you can see the fabulous colour. And there's the day out there, see the trees waving? I mean, isn't that beautiful? It's not the best view. Let me hold it up the other way. See if I can get this. There you go. I mean, it's quite a special piece. This one came for a sleepover here with another chunk of my friend Jenny Paulo's fabulous collection. And I liked it so much, I said, how much? It's got to stay. And so I paid her for it and kept it. Yeah, see, there's the day. Quite blowy. But this, oh, there you go. I finally got it right. Now you can really see the colour. It's glorious. And there's nothing like it. And look, I don't know if you can tell. See, there's a chevron up to the top of the rock. There's that shape that looks a bit like an R. Oh, that's even better. And it's paler on one side and blue on the other. It's glorious. So, showing that off inside with the lights on, so you can really enjoy it. It's a beautiful piece. And good morning. I can see some of you are jumping on, which is lovely. Your Sunday, my Monday. Perhaps, depending on what side of the date line you're on, your Monday too. And this is the other piece. This is my 6 kilogram weight if I want to lift weights. This rose quartz. And yeah, it's a little bit like a pyramid. It sits on top of the very large piece that you can just see the top of there. They came as a pair. That one behind me is 20 kilos. This one is 6 kilos. Big enough to be heavy. And when you put them together, they do look a bit like a pyramid. But they then promptly announced they didn't want to stay together. Kay, good morning. It's beautiful to see you. Ah, blue berg. Yeah, I never thought about it like that, but it is a bit like an iceberg, isn't it? But, blue berg, pink berg, big rock. So I'm just, this one doesn't normally get to be shown off. It sits on the floor next to the amethyst cave and the other big piece of amethyst that I have, and here it is. And it's got this smooth side because rose quartz has fracture planes, and then it's got all the rough and interesting bits. And this is the shape of the miner's drill, because rose quartz is titanium ore, and this came from a titanium mine in South Africa, along with its big partner that's behind me. So there you go. Those are our rocks today, and that is my weight training. So today I want to talk about frustration. I want to talk about impatience. I want to talk about, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And that whole thing that goes on when you're thinking, I'm doing the thing, I'm imagining my future, I'm becoming that person, I'm living that life even in the middle of my ordinary life and all of that stuff. Yeah, not like 50 kilos, okay? But it's certainly heavy, Kay. If it was 50 kilos, I couldn't pick it up. I stop at about 25. I have lifted 25 kilos, and I only weigh a little bit more than twice that. Small body, just in case anybody wonders. So, frustration, impatience. It's such a journey creating our dreams. And, it's fun creating the vision board. Hi, Tracy! It's awesome having some idea of what it is you want in life, whether it's to be abundant financially or to have a wonderful relationship or, meaningful work or to heal yourself of some illness or whatever it is. It's easy, comparatively speaking, for most people to set the goal. Most of us know what we desire, even if we have no freaking idea what it actually looks like. Fundamentally, whatever it is, we actually desire to feel how we feel when we have the thing that we think we need to feel the way we want to feel. And that's a whole nother story, and we'll probably get back to that. But, once you've done the vision board, which is fun, or you've set your intention, it's like, well, shit, now I've got to make it happen, and I'm doing my thing, whatever your thing is, and where is it already? Where is it already, And you start looking for it, and you start feeling frustrated and impatient because it's not here. And what's the deal with that? First off, as soon as you start to say, where is it? It's not here. I'm frustrated and I'm impatient. You are not here. You are thinking about where is that thing, which is off in the future. It's not here now. It's not with you now. You are not in the present moment. You are in some future moment where you're saying, when I just get there and that thing comes to me, I'm going to feel good. But I can't feel good now because I haven't got that thing, right? Whatever it is. This is what happens inside our heads. Because we have this idea that if I'm hungry, I can only feel good when I've had food. And if I'm lonely, I can only feel good when there's another person in my life. That if I'm sick, I can only feel good when I get better. If I'm poor, I can only feel good when I get rich, right? That's how we're programmed. Good feelings come when you have a good thing happen to you. Now, this is from a three-dimensional point of view, absolutely true. When all those things happen, you're going to feel better. Okay? Instant gratification. Your comment popped up exactly at the right time, Kay. And beyond that, it's survival. Hi, Kelly. It's great to see you. It's survival. Because if you're hungry, you do need to eat, right? Hi, Jen. So it all kind of gets tied up, and we get kind of bewitched by the fact that, the things we feel we need really do make us feel better when they come. But the problem with that is if it's not something like going and getting a meal because you're hungry, but maybe it's creating yourself a fortune, and that's going to take some time because you're presently, like as I have been for a long time, not so much anymore, got a very lackful mentality, a very lackful broadcast of the universe that says, oh, infinite source, divine being, here I am, I have mastered the experience and the art and the state of being of lack, so bring me some more experiences that, are exactly like this and surprise me, bring them to me in a way that I'll never expect, I'm absolutely sure it's from you. That's the message we're sending all the time, by the way, with whatever we're currently and consistently and habitually overall feeling and being. And there's a place of free choice here, and the universe has to honour that. Andrea! Get untag! Oh my God. Larry has a personality. It's great to see you, Andrea. So, the frustration of where the hell is it? It's very beguiling and real and, in your face, hi Amy! And we get scared really, by this long-term project, and I so know what this is like. And as soon as you start looking for it, you're saying it's not here. And so you are saying to the universe, where is it? Where is it? Is it there yet? Am I there yet? Where is it? Where is it? And what are you saying to the universe? I am feeling the absence, the lack, the not here-ness of my desires, and I'm feeling sad and upset about that. So, infinite source, divine being, bring me more of this. Andrew, good morning. Oh, shit. Really? Yeah, really. That is what our frustration and our impatience actually does. Because if you're habitually in that state, right, we're talking the 80-20 principle. Nothing is gonna, you'd not destroy your life. Vasco, good morning. You're not going to destroy your life with one crappy thought. But it's the multitudes of ongoing habitual crappy thinking and feeling that we do without even realizing it. That is what generates our reality. And I know this to be true for myself. I'm not speaking about this as theory. I'm speaking about this as lived experience, currently lived experience. So, Impatience and frustration tell you you are not in the present moment. And if you're not in the present moment, you are not creating what you want. You're off in the future. You're off in lack. You're feeling separation from the thing that you desire. And if you're doing that all the time, you're saying to the universe, I'm separate. And the universe says, okay. That's it. It's like, oh, God. And when you're like me and you've been habitually separate from what you desire, unconsciously, not even aware of how much I habitually thought and felt like that all the time, it's going to take some time, not for the money to come. The money just appears when I shift. It really does. Nora! Oh my God, we're all together today. But, the lack, the stuckness, the not happeningness, inevitably, when I feel stuck and I get back to basics and I ask myself what I'm feeling and what's going on, I recognize some shitty thing that has been buried under all the other stuff that I've been dealing with, and it's just come up for me to clear, and I shift it, and then more stuff arrives. Okay, I think I've talked enough about how it goes wrong and how we screw it up, So, if you are feeling impatient, if you're feeling frustrated, you are feeling separate from your desires, period. Because if you were in a state of being, of having them, if you felt like you had your goodies, and, I don't need to explain why that's important, you wouldn't be looking for it, would you? You wouldn't be feeling separate from it. You'd just be going, oh, this is great, I have what I desire, I feel so whole, I feel so excited, I feel so grateful, I feel so loved, I feel so whole, I feel fantastic. Yay! Shovey, good morning! That's the state of being of somebody who has what they desire. And so what we have to cultivate, and it becomes this flip-flop thing, right? It becomes this flip-flop thing, where every time you recognize that you are feeling frustrated, you're feeling impatient, you're feeling pissed off, mostly of all with yourself, because I'm doing this thing and why haven't I made it work yet? What's wrong with me? All of that stuff that goes on in your head, right? That is what's keeping it the way it is, not your circumstances. Do not be fooled by your eyes and your ears. That's just not how it works. So if you spot yourself every 5 seconds, like I have myself, from time to time it still happens, in a state of lack and frustration and impatience and fear and resentment, whatever else it is, and beating up on yourself, Julian, good morning, because you just can't make it happen, well, that's what you have to change. So what do you change it to, and how do you do that, right? We talk a lot about this. Well, remember that vision board that you did like 50 million years ago, and you look at it and go, oh, feck, it's not here. That's the first thing that happens when you set a goal, right? Is that, and I say, you create a vision. I don't want to set a goal. You create a vision of your future and imagining a creation in yourself of how you want it to be. And then the first thing that we logically do, because the brain is an anticipation machine, is it immediately, without our help at all, says, well, that's your vision, and based upon all my past experience, I can immediately, rapidly calculate it's going to take this long to do it, and you've got to have this and this and this, and it sets out an A to Z in your head and says, this is how you're going to get from here to there. Doesn't it do that? As soon as you think, oh, I'd like $1 million, well, that means according to what you currently earn and how it goes for you, it's going to take you this long. The brain does that so fast we don't even notice. Understand that's what your brain does. And it's all based upon the past. All of it. Nothing to do with creating something new or creating a new future. That's the first thing we have to overcome, is the fact that our brains know about what's in the past and they anticipate the future based upon the past. So, that's not going to help you. And I've gone round and round and round and round and round the impossibilities in my own brain so many times before I understood I had to break that. So, When you are doing the creation, the envisioning, the imagining, how do I want it to be process? And you have to reconnect with that. Some small aspect of it, at least. And maybe you just take, $1 million is just, it brings up so much resistance in me. I'm just going to think about the first $1,000, right? Maybe that's all you can handle. You got to cut it down to something that you can actually feel something good about. And for me, $1,000 was all I could think about once upon a time. And even that was like, oh my God, me actually generate $1,000? Are you kidding? Now it's not so scary. My goalpost has moved a little bit. So whatever it is, or, I really want to meet the love of my life, but I'm so scared to walk out my door. It's like, how the hell can I do that? Okay, so, maybe I can imagine a day when I can open my door and look out and just go for a walk and feel good about it. So you have to cut things down to size, to something that you can actually emotionally relate to. It doesn't mean giving up on your big, massive, exciting goal. But it really helps if you bring it back to something that you can celebrate and think, okay, I can embrace that. I still don't know how I'm going to create that $1,000. By the way, notice I didn't say earn. I said create. I still don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to create the feeling of having done it in me. Oh, how will I feel? Well, feck, I've got some bills to pay. I'm mostly just going to feel so relieved and really grateful that something wonderful happened and I can pay these bloody bills. Wahoo! That might be what you can connect with. And if that's what you can connect with, then that's great. It might be all you can do. And for me, that was about it for a while. It really was. For a long while. So you have to find something, and if you're agoraphobic and you want to go out and meet people, well, gee, I'm going to stand at my door and look at the world and just see some beautiful things in it. Just look out the door and look at the sky and breathe and get myself calm. And maybe that's all I'll do, but I'm going to celebrate the fact that I go and look at the door, I open the door and I look out of it. And I see a beautiful world instead of a scary world. You've got to make it something that you can actually, not just intellectually embrace, but emotionally you've got to embrace it. And while you are thoughtfully and emotionally embracing some aspect of the future that you are creating, because that is creating your future, you are not thinking about the fact that it's not here. You are in that moment as you think, and you might just be imagining this. You might not even be at your door because your door might terrify you, right? But you are just sitting inside your house, imagining being at the door, turning the handle, opening it up, looking outside and seeing the sky and feeling, the sun or the rain or the wind or whatever it is, and just imagining yourself being at ease with it. What are you doing then? You're having thoughts and you're creating feelings that are in alignment with your future. And in that moment, you are embodying some aspect of your future. And that is something that as you do it more and more and more, the universe can endorse that. The universe can honor that, can say, oh, this is who you're being now. And that's why we have to constantly, every time you notice yourself feeling impatient or frustrated or it's not here yet, it's impossible, I can't do it, it's never going to happen, all of that stuff that fires up in your brain, that becomes a thing that goes, oh my God, I'm feeling that again. Right, I got to imagine standing at my door and looking out and seeing the sunshine and feeling it on my face or on my body, and it's warm and it's beautiful and I'm just enjoying looking outside of my house. Because that feeling is congruent with your future. And if you can stay there and not judge yourself because you can't imagine walking out of your house yet, or you can't imagine earning more than $150, creating more than $150, see, it still slips in. You can't imagine anybody wanting to spend time with you, or you can't imagine yourself healed, whatever it is. For that moment, when you are creating and embodying and feeling and really imagining in yourself that some part of us happened, you are sending a different signal to the universe. And the more you get better at it, the more you notice, oh my God, I'm back in lack again. Oh, heck. What's that bloody thing that I pulled to mind? I don't feel it. I'm so frustrated about it, but I'm just going to put my attention on it anyway. And remember that time yesterday when I did imagine it and I did feel it, that felt good. Just the memory of the fact that it felt good, you're bringing it to mind and you're bringing it to body. Not enough to just be in your head. It's got to get past your brainstem and into your body. And the reason why it's so hard to get it into your body is because your body is really used to being in lack and frustration. You programmed it that way over years. And other people programmed it that way over years. But you, as the executive, as the person with the ability to make a different choice, can program it differently. Now, there's ways to make it happen faster, but that is the process. And we all got to do it. And it gets easier. Ibrahim, it's lovely to see you just in time to say bye-bye because I've run out of time. This is such, don't you just find, listening to me, that it always comes back, really, to choosing who I'm being. And it does. Because that's what I'm practicing. That's what I've learned from my inspiration and, role model, Joe Dispenza. Because that's what he does. He falls from grace too. He doesn't make any bones about it. The point is that when he falls over and when I fall over, sooner or later I notice and I pick myself up again and bring myself back to an awareness of who I want to be in my future now. And then I'm not in the past anymore. In that moment, I'm in my future. And so I'm constantly flipping from my past present to my future present. And the better I get at doing that, the more consistent I get at staying there, the more I'm living my future, the less I am looking for it, and I don't feel the same kind of separation and frustration and everything else that I used to. Carrie Ann, I reckon that's you. I'm just done, but you'll enjoy the replay, sweetie. Big love. Look at the clock, it's 22:22. I'll see you tomorrow with bells on in perfect time. Bye-bye.